Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 163rd Annual General Meeting of Ipswich Building Society. The minutes of the Annual General Meeting held on the 28th of March 2012 have been read and signed by the chairman of that meeting. It is normal for these to be taken as read, but if anyone would like them read, then please indicate now. I'm delighted to tell you that the year-on-year results at the Society have improved yet again. Asset growth was 11.26%. Retail savings increased by 11%. Mortgage balance growth increased by 16.4%. In fact, this has grown by 56% since November 2008. Management expenses, I'm afraid, have risen slightly from 5.6 million in 2011 to 5.9 million in 2012. It is particularly difficult to squeeze management expenses when we must not and will not compromise on the quality of service we provide to our members, but are faced with increasingly expensive and intrusive regulation, amongst other things. The level of profitability achieved in 2011 was excellent, but 2012 was even better, with an increase of 46% to a pre-tax profit of 2.8 million. As I have said before, profit maximisation is not a fundamental aim of a mutual society, but it is nevertheless important in the context of building capital and securing a robust future for the society and its members. At a time when others are reducing their branch networks, we're pleased to have continued to increase our regional representation by opening agencies in Mildenhall and Newmarket in conjunction with Barmforth estate agents. We're proud of the results achieved in 2012, and I'm very pleased to be able to thank the executive and staff and congratulate them on this great effort. Again, there has been some change on the board of the Society. We're very pleased to welcome Andrew Wilson as a non-executive director. Andrew is an experienced chartered surveyor, Chief Executive of Rugby Estates plc, and formerly worked for Richard Ellis, the James Abbott Partnership, and Royal Insurance. We're delighted to have the benefit of Andrew's knowledge of the property sector and wide business experience. It's also a pleasure to welcome Michelle Monk to the executive team as General Manager Marketing. Michelle is a marketer with strong financial services experience, having held senior marketing positions at Aviva and another regional building society. She has now seen the light. I will refer to this in a little more detail later, but I retire from the board this evening at the end of this meeting. Subject to election by the board, I will be succeeded by Sarah Evans. Sarah has been on the board since 2008, and I believe that the role of chairman will be in excellent hands. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now ask if you have any questions which relate directly to this report? May I therefore move that the report of the directors' annual accounts and auditor's report be received? Thank you. The Society is keen to embrace the UK Corporate Governance Code, and on pages 12 to 15 of the annual report and accounts, you will find details of how your board complies. One area where we believe transparency is very important is that of directors' remuneration. Included in the review of the year was the summary financial statement, in which you will have seen the directors' remuneration report. This is also included on page 16 of the report and accounts for 2012. In line with good corporate governance, we have included an advisory vote on this report. I now propose that the directors' remuneration report be approved. May I have a seconder, please? Thank you very much.
It's my great pleasure to once again be speaking to you tonight. After another successful year, it's my privilege to be able to highlight some of the key attributes of our success in 2012 and indeed the years before that. Again, we see attendance at our AGM significantly higher than most societies experience. The board and executive believe that encouraging our members to attend is a key part of the way in which we engage with you and get views on how you feel the society should develop. Since 2007-8, the financial services sector generally has had a difficult time. Some of the issues that Mark mentioned earlier that have come very much at the end of that period. Lending has been depressed and profitability a challenge. Against this backdrop, Ipswich Building Society has prospered. Each year since 2007, mortgage and savings balances has increased, total assets have grown by 68%, and profitability has improved. Not surprisingly, many people ask us how we have achieved this. There are clearly many factors, but the overriding one for me is the way in which we have demonstrated the true virtues of mutuality. We need to recall what brought about the setting up of building societies in the 18th and 19th centuries. We were established to help communities better themselves, not to generate profit for a few individuals. I would like to spend a few minutes talking about how we do differentiate ourselves. Most financial services businesses are grey and colourless, but I like to think we're different, and I hope some of the things you see around you tonight demonstrate some of that. Most of that differentiation, though, is derived from the people who work enthusiastically every day to provide members with the best service we can. If I and my fellow executive and board members can make each and every member of staff feel valued and valuable, they will, in my opinion, be much better placed to do the same for our members. Our volunteering scheme, whereby every member of staff can take half a day each month to help out in a charity or good cause of their choice, grows each year. In 2012, 226 hours were spent this way. But you may ask, why does that matter to me as a member? Well, firstly, I think it is in all of our interest that our communities are healthy, and those who need help for whatever reason are helped. Secondly, connecting in this way does mean that staff are out there experiencing what is happening in the community they work in and can feed back to me and my team the views they hear. Thirdly, it is an extremely valuable way of developing our people. Many take on roles which widen their skills and knowledge in a way which formal training would not do. As well as volunteering, our staff also get involved in a range of community activities. These range from large events such as the Suffolk Show to much smaller ones such as delivering money days to village primary schools. On the subject of financial education, we have this year also been pleased to link up with the High Sheriff of Suffolk and the charity Credit Action to deliver financial education to secondary school students. So far, we have presented an accredited training programme to over 400 students. The health of our workforce, both in terms of physical fitness, but also in respect of mental well-being, is very important. The work we carry out in this area has seen significant improvements by reducing both sickness absence and staff turnover. A conservative estimate of the direct cost savings from these two items alone is £20,000 a year. This is money we can use to further develop our products and services. But it isn't just in cost savings that we believe we derive benefit from healthy, engaged staff. Research from business in the community clearly demonstrates that organisations who invest in the health and well-being of their people consistently outperform those who don't. At the end of 2012, we signed up for the Department of Health's responsibility deal to further demonstrate our commitment in this area. But it is only by looking at the numbers that you can get a real indication of how successful the society has really been. Mark has touched on some of those numbers already this evening. One key measure is the proportion of our savers who at the end of their fixed rate or fixed term savings product reinvest with us. In 2012, that percentage was 89%, a sure sign that we are offering both competitive products and exceptional service. Our branches regularly report customers who have gone elsewhere attracted by a headline rate, only to return as soon as they can when they discover service is poor and there's some hidden catches in the product. We commit ourselves to simple, transparent products with no hidden surprises. One area which many of our members are concerned with is the ability of young people to get onto the housing ladder. We have consistently supported this part of the market, and I was pleased that in 2012 our lending to first-time buyers increased by 51%. That was without being able to get involved with a number of the government's initiatives before the announcements today, most of which are aimed at the very largest lenders. As you've already heard, this will be Mark Sargenson's last as both chairman and as a director of the Society. Mark has been chairman throughout my time as chief executive, and I would like to thank him personally for the help and support he has given me since April 2007. Looking to the future, it seems that the United Kingdom is still a long way from being out of the woods financially. However, we do have the privilege of working in an area of the UK which has huge advantages from its proximity to London, Europe, and the strength of key industrial sectors such as IT, renewable energy and biotechnology. I believe, therefore, that the future looks rosy for Ipswich Building Society. 2013 may be a year of lower business levels due to the IT project, but we will be focusing still on improving service standards and doing our bit to ensure a healthy society. Thank you.
I will now formally close the meeting and would like once more to thank you very much indeed for your attendance. We very much value your support of the Society. Trust that you found the evening both enjoyable and informative. Thank you very much indeed.